Hi there, welcome. This is the official Shaw Mama Rising unboxing of the Shaw Mama's Little Helper box. And this is a new box within a new series, and it's the quarterly boxes. I'd previously been doing monthly boxes. So now we are going to be featuring or focusing on the quarter day sabbats. So that's the solstices and the equinoxes. So it's not a legitimate unboxing because I'm not actually going to open the box from, how it would be when it gets sent to you. But I'm just going to show you what the products are in the box. So this is everything. And when it comes to you, it's all going to be wrapped up. And I make sure to use post-consumer waste boxes and post-consumer waste, kind of like puffy material that keeps everything safe. And the Yule season. So let's talk about this for a minute. We have the winter solstice is coming up, 21st, 22nd of December. That lands right on a big full moon. And the winter solstice marks the point in time of the year when the days, it's the longest, the longest night of the year. It's the shortest day of the year. But it marks the beginning back towards the light. So, in essence, it's the darkest day of the year. That's truly what it is. And yet it's celebrated sort of for bringing back the light. And I think that's kind of a fun, it's like, oh my gosh, we've made it this far and there's like light at the end of the tunnel. It's like hope, renewal. The season, so many people participate in this kind of magical holiday vibe, regardless of what your religion is or even your non-religion. Many atheists enjoy celebrating around this time of year. And, I think something about winter calls us to just be more restful, be more quiet, connect with family. Oftentimes we get sick. Oftentimes we have to really listen that we don't push too hard so that we don't get more sick. And for those of us in the, modern world, if you will, there's really no downtime. I live in Southern California, and so it really is like there's zero downtime here. We don't get snow days. We don't stop for anything. So really, for me, the self-care practices that you keep in the winter aren't really being pushed upon you by the weather alone. I think that oftentimes, basically a lot of these holiday practices that we have, came because you're kind of like nestled together, staying away from the storm and, creating this homey, comfy vibe, brings cheer to maybe, a time period that's dark and cold. And so that warmness of the family, the warmness of the home, the foods that we eat are much warmer. We have a tendency to want to treat ourselves. There's a little bit of just celebratory energy in the air, and everybody kind of gets caught up in it. It's really hard not to, So the products in this box are really meant to support you during this dark time, to help you get through challenging, maybe holidays related stress. Like we do have a lot of pressure put on us around this time of year because everybody has this idea like it has to be this way and it has to look like this and these people have to come. And there's a lot of expectation. you know, if people, either you or somebody you've loved, has lost a family member, the holidays are just that much harder. It brings back all the memories. It's a hard time of year for a lot of people. It's a really, really hard time of year for a lot of people. And if we don't listen to our needs during this time, we often get sick, we might get depressed, and we might just run out of steam. So I'm going to start with just a few of the products that are, you know, kind of focused on body health. So I'm going to kick it off with the Super Immune Spray. This is an amazing product. I completely fell in love with this. This is by Star Essence, Flower and Gemstone Essences, and it says wellness, purification, and peace. And yes, it has an amazing, wow. So here's what it says about what's in it. An infusion of star, flower, and gem essences. Balance and stability, faith and courage, freedom, libertad with 24 karat gold, crabapple, echinacea energy, purification, recharge and nourish, strength and chi, wise body, emerald, green aventurine, pink, red, and white corals, yellow agate, and Peruvian rose salt with pure essential oils of oregano and eucalyptus in a base of sacred activated healing water. So that is this amazing, amazing product here. What I do, I like squirt this all over my baby, my partner, like I squirt and then I breathe it in. It's great for just like cleaning a room. We've had some bizarre little sicknesses, kind of like weird 24-hour flus, a couple of them. And so like spraying this through the room has been really nice. You can definitely smell the oregano. And to me, that's always a really nice smell that is like antifungal, antibacterial. So this one feels like a really good one to have. Great for if you like share, I don't know, a computer with somebody or something, like wipe that down, clean your hands with it. So this one might live in your purse and you take it everywhere. It might live by your bed, but this is a really handy winter tool for staying healthy and keeping all the bugs away. And then there's a couple of little Ayurvedic practices that I just find to be so easy, so helpful, and just I wanted to make sure that my subscribers had access to these. You know, it's simple and it's a self-care ritual that you can just do so easily every day, and I think it gives you great benefits. So this is a copper tongue scraper, okay? So basically you just you know, and I do this first thing in the morning. So even before you've had like things to drink, you don't want any of that like kind of gicky stuff to go down into your system. You just want to get it out. You clean off that tongue. Then you brush your teeth and you start your day. So this is a really, really amazing, simple little tool that can bring you a lot of health. The next thing is body brushing. So here is a little wooden heart brush. And basically, you know, you go all over your body with this nice little brush. You do a dry brush. So you do this before you take a shower. You dry brush and you do this all, you know, your whole body. And this does all kinds of things. And I'll list a lot of the benefits in the website. But this is going to get dry skin off. It's going to bring blood to your skin. So your skin is one of your largest organs. So I personally forget that all the time and kind of take my skin for granted. But this practice sort of helps remind me that my skin is such an important and vital organ to my health. And so keeping my skin clean and getting the dead skin off. The next piece to that, so there's different practices of this. Some people like to do the dry brush and then do an oil and then take a hot shower. I think because I'm in Southern California and it's really dry and I have just dry skin, I like to actually do the oil after my hot shower. So I dry brush my whole body, take a hot shower, and then I've got this wonderful Grateful Desert forest wilderness massage oil. So this smells just everything that you would want it to smell like. It's fresh, it's green, but it's also earthy. It's definitely got a little bit of a Christmassy vibe, but not overly, but just in that kind of pine sort of way. And so after you take that hot bath or shower, rub this all over your body. And so then the wonderful oils that are in here, you suck it all up through your skin. And it's a very nourishing way to also kind of keep your body, the Ayurvedic practices, it almost seems like you're kind of trying to seal your body. Like there's a lot of, working with warmth and sealing. And I really do feel like once you've done the body oil, you just feel set. There's some kind of, reset that happens and you feel a little bit more stable. Try it. See if you, experience something similar. Again, I'll have more information about the dry brush and the oil and the Ayurvedic practice that, really includes that, as will I have more information about the tongue scraper. And so then that gets me to, this is another type of support. So those are kind of the main, health and wellness from a kind of physical standpoint. I mean, all of it's connected, but that's where those are focused on. The next one, another Grateful Desert. So this is a wonderful woman who, if you've ever been to Joshua Tree, she's got like this amazing herb store that's right there on the strip. Like all the brunch places are there. There's a smoothie shop, her herb shop, and like another like health food shop. Anybody who's been to Joshua Tree knows exactly what I'm talking about. And Jenny is the woman who makes this. So this is called Fest Fuel. And I thought, what better, in terms of trying to help us get through an intense season, Fest Fuel was made, for energy and balance, fights overstimulation, taxed adrenals, taxed immune, taxed nervous system. So, this is a really good, talk about a little helper. Like this is a great little helper through the holiday madness when you are working still really hard, the coldness, the darkness, you want to just shut down early, but you can't. And on top of that, there's parties and family outings. And, if you have children, there's, late nights making little magical, like at our house, we have a advent calendar type thing that, goes from the new moon to the full moon. And every night the fairies and the elves bring little treats for my daughter. And so, I've also have to be a fairy and an elf. So there's a lot going on during this time of the year, and we all could use a little help. So this is a great support tool. Then I want to show you this little yummy treat. So look how beautiful that color is. I mean, is that gold or what? And this is golden milk powder. So this is made by Sri Veda Wellness. And this is part of her Sri Alchemy collection. And golden milk, it includes turmeric, ashwagandha, ginger, cardamom, cinnamon, nutmeg. And this is a really lovely winter beverage that just, you know, supports all of your vital organs, gives you that warmth. And again, I will have more information on what those specific herbs do for you in the website. This is also made by a wonderful woman, Pilar, who is a dear friend of mine. And she's local to my area, Costa Mesa, works in women's health, and is an Ayurvedic practitioner and witch. So she makes amazing potions, and this is one of them. So that's a really fun thing, I think. And I don't even, for me, it's like even upgrading my coffee feels really nice this time of year. But I tend to drink more hot beverages, and so having something that feels exciting like coffee, I feel, for me, that's kind of my hang up with things like coffee. I like the ritual, and I love to have this thing that you like make and it's special. And so for me, this type of beverage is such a lovely, I can do that instead of coffee, or it's a really great afternoon treat, and it just feels so nourishing. Really great to, like, right after you've had a baby, those kinds of really deep, nourishing drinks are so, so helpful. But it's helpful for all mamas, at any age, and all women, all people. It's a great thing to have. So turmeric, of course, that alone just, helps with, when your joints and stuff start to feel swelly, and so anyways, and ashwagandha and all good stuff. So I'll put all that in there. The next one, by Sweet Lovin' Essences, and this is an exclusive product that she made just for this time of year, for this winter solstice. I feature her a lot. I love Jessica Booth and Sweet Lovin' Essences, and so this is Peace on Earth. I just find her to be so magical, and this again is a gem and flower elixir, Reiki charged and full moon blessed infusion of aloe, aquamarine, aspen, orchid, borage, emerald, and kyanite. Oh, pause. There's going to be a little bit of noise here. So yeah, this tastes amazing. And you just drop that on your tongue. Really nice to do before, if you wanted to do a ritual, or if you're feeling, like maybe before a meditation, or if you're feeling really sensitive to energies. That's a great one. All the gem and flower elixirs are really nice like that because they work on the subtle body, and so you can kind of feel them in you. You're not going to like get drunk off of it or get high or have some enormous head change, but they work on the subtle body levels. So when you're at that place of homeostasis where you're really feeling what those feelings are, you can take in the real magic of these. And so I love that she made something specifically for this winter solstice. So that's really special, really, really special magic. Let's see. So one of the last products is a really yummy, it's called Jaden Madison, and this is an all natural, like really, really just like lip nourishment product. And so this is a lip gloss, and it's really light, so it's not like a big dark color. And actually the ones that I chose for the boxes are going to be a gold, so I thought you guys would all like to just sparkle a little bit. but it feels so good. And I just couldn't resist it because my lips are always chapped this time of year. And when I used this, I just loved, I mean, it was pure nourishment. I didn't feel like I was putting something oily on. It just like, it didn't feel sticky where my hair is constantly getting into it. It's just a really great lip gloss with a very nice light kind of, shimmer to it. And, since this time of the year, we're getting dressed up, we're going out to parties, New Year's is around the corner, so I couldn't help myself but to put a little something in there for your beauty regime. To remember that also that's such a huge part of our self-care is feeling beautiful, feeling nourished, feeling healthy. So something fun like that I thought you might enjoy. And then lastly, I have a few things for your altar. And if you celebrate the solstice by having like a live tree in your house or a Christmas tree, I made a special little tree talisman. This one's actually still drying, so I'm kind of still in the process of creating these. So this is a special little, what the base of this is, I want to say acorn. It's not an acorn. It fell off a tree. To be perfectly honest, I don't exactly know what it is. I don't think it's a nut. I don't think it's an acorn, but it's a beautiful little specimen. I just couldn't help myself to gather these. This gorgeous tree by where I work at the school had these, and they were just everywhere on the ground. And to me, they looked like beautiful little ornaments. So then I wrapped them and I made it so that you can hang it on your tree or hang it somewhere. And there's some other special things included in this. So there is a feather from these shamans in Brazil that actually go around and pick the feathers of the local birds there. And I was gifted these actually by a beautiful woman, shaman woman that I met up in the women's symposium, herbal symposium. And so there's a group of shamans that work with these birds, and I'll add a link, I'll explain more about them too, because it was pretty, it's like a whole nother universe, and it was really cool to have her share with me this program that she's a part of. So shaman touched magical bird feathers seemed like a good thing to add to a talisman. These flowers right here are dried, and these were on my altar during the equinox, and during Samhain and the autumn equinox, I should specify. And so I always like to include a little something from my last altar in my newest altar. I think that's a fun way to kind of usher in the new season, but like nod your head to the old season. So that's a practice that I have been doing and I just enjoy. And then you can see there's also a little crystal and some fun glittery fairy dust there. So this can be a nice little magical addition to your tree. I couldn't help myself but to give you a little sparkly pine cone because I just love, going out into nature and finding the beautiful little things, and then it's hard not to want to put some fairy dust on them and give them that magical little extra something. So that's fun. That can go on your altar or on the hearth or something. And then lastly, there's a little resin star. This star has all kinds of goodies in it. So I don't know if you can see it, but inside there is a tiny bud And the bud is from an orange blossom. And what I loved about the orange blossom is here in Southern California, the orange tree is blossoming right now. So this is the time period where it's budding and blossoming, and it's midwinter. So orange trees here in Southern California love this time of year. And to me, the little bud represented, right now, this is the dark time. We ushered in the dark time. Samhain happened, and we connected with the spirit world, and we went into the underworld. That's kind of the lore of this time period or time of the year. And the reason for that is that the earth needs to die before it can be reborn. And so the self-care message that I want to send is to be okay with that death, to sit with it, to be with it, to do the shadow work, to allow for that death and that the quietness. And so the bud to me is like, this is just the tiny little bud. Sorry about the noise in the back. Everybody just came home. This is the only time I could do this. I have such a busy week coming up. So, it is what it is. Because it's the holidays, right? I have such a busy week coming on. And here we are in the dead of winter, and we're all still pushing ourselves really hard. So 'tis the season, and I know you all can relate, right? So here you are, you're this little bud, and what you're going to turn into, the fruit that you're going to become in the spring is going to be so juicy and so magical and filled with, just so much nourishment. But right now you're just this little bud. You're just this little tiny bud. And so if you don't have that time to allow yourself to kind of, go into the darkness, go into the death, go into the shutdown, it's hard to be reborn. It's hard to get that birth process again. So that is my sort of self-care message, is lean into this winter time. It's not going to be like this for long. If you're struggling emotionally, this is a great time to reach out to friends and family. People can hold you emotionally. They can hold space for you to grieve. And it's also a time that, you can work on your boundaries. You can work on your communication. You can say no to things, Some of us might not be able to say no to work. Some of us might not be able to say no to family, but see how much you can do for yourself and just say, hey, this is my time, hold space for your own health, your own happiness, and really tune in to what works for you. If it's too much to do back-to-back parties on, some weekend right before the solstice, where it's everybody's having a party, the weekend that we're headed towards is a really big weekend for so many events. And just be mindful, be present, check in, and then hold those boundaries. And I'm just inviting you to take on this practice, and it gets better and better and better as you practice the art of saying no. It's winter time. It's okay to just want to be in your jammies, okay? And so, remember that you're that little bud, and you have so much going on in the spring that's going to happen. But right now you can just be quiet and still and small, and just, all that creation can come later. And the other thing is in the In the full boxes, you'll see one of these with a emerald in it. And I just love emeralds. I think they're so magical. It also has frankincense inside and some fairy dust in there as well. And in the half boxes, you'll actually see a full blooming flower. So they're a little different in the two boxes. And let's see, is there anything? Oh, there is a different item in the half box. Let me go grab it really quick. So let me just show you what a half box looks like. These ones are already wrapped up, so I can give you a quick sneak peek as to what that is going to look like for you. And of course, it's missing one of these. That'll be in there as well. But those need to dry still, so I'm like literally like I said, just burning the candle at both ends. I'm, making these. I'm going to try to send them out this week. My birthday's coming up. And just so much work, like end of year work. Everybody wants to get everything done before the new year. So all of a sudden, all the freelance gigs are coming through. Everything's happening right now. So again, I know that you can relate. Every business has a version of this, right? And for anybody in retail, of course, the holidays are insanity. So, this box is really meant to support you through all this madness. But in this box, and I'll go ahead and just oh no, actually I have a sample one. So let me just show you the picture of it, or just a little image of everything that's fitting in there. And then the product that's in this box that's not in the large box is, again, this great company, Star Essences. And this is the elderberry flower. And this is a, again, you put it on the tongue. Sambucus mexicana, wise body, peace. 4 to 7 drops on or under the tongue, in water, topically in the bath, or as guided by your own divine director. Beautiful. Activating the perfect physical blueprint. And they have more descriptive information on their website. So I love this company. This woman reached out to me. I'm so happy that she did. Her products are amazing. And so in the full box, you get the immune spray, and in the half box, you get this guy. And the half box doesn't include everything. The half box is going to have the massage oil, the elderberry flower gem and flower essence. It's going to have the tongue scraper. It's going to have the forest massage oil, the body brush, and it's going to have, it's going to have your little altar star. That one's got the flower inside, the full blooming flower. And then it's going to have one of the tree ornaments. Okay, so those are the 2 boxes, and they will be shipping out soon. The next box is going to be the spring equinox box. I believe the theme is going to be lush. So stay healthy until then. May this box support you at your highest level. We have a lot to take on as humans right now. So working at our sort of most powerful levels is really important right now. And getting tuned into what your own divinity is telling you, in my opinion, is key. So I hope that these boxes really help you create your own self-care practice that's rich and fun and vibrant and that totally supports you. And with that, I just say happy solstice and have a wonderful, beautiful celebration this winter. Happy New Year as well. Cheers.